Chu from FishChew.com here. I am at Milson's Point, the start line of the Sydney Marathon, and my race is flagging off in a few minutes. I am making my way to the start line now. I will see you when I am done with the race, hopefully in under 4 hours. In order to get to the start line at Milson's Point, the two options are a train or a ferry. I ended up taking the ferry to the start. This is a very short 3-minute ride from Circular Quay where my hotel is based. I have just gotten off the ferry at Milson's Point, the starting line of the marathon. So the start of the race is just underneath the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There are several rows of portaloos there. However, the queue for the portaloo was also extremely long, and I ended up waiting about half an hour to go to the toilet before I could make it to the start line. Runners inside the respective start pens. As soon as the race starts, I am in a good mood. The scenery is looking beautiful, and I can sense that it is going to be an interesting and exciting morning up ahead. Right from the get-go, we are already crossing the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which probably is the best part and the most iconic aspect of the race. It is a very rare occasion that we get the chance to cross the Sydney Harbour Bridge on foot, and I really treasured this moment, making the most of this experience as I possibly could. As you can see, I am all smiles, but then again, the race is only just beginning. The view is indeed very beautiful, and I couldn't resist the opportunity to take a photo as well as selfies and videos.
We're here at Sydney doing the marathon with Chris.
And we have just crossed the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
The view and atmosphere is amazing. One thing that I find memorable about the Sydney Marathon is that the route is extremely scenic. The views are really beautiful and enjoyable, and in the early stages of the race, I was really soaking everything up thoroughly and just purely enjoying the run. As you can see from the video, the sun is coming out already, and the heat is starting to get quite scorching. The weather is hot, but I really love the views. If there's one thing that I do recommend about Sydney Marathon, it is most definitely the scenery throughout the entire run, mostly. At this point of the run, we passed by the Allianz Stadium located in Moore Park and is the home of the Sydney Roosters of the NRL, the New South Wales Waratahs from Super Rugby, and Sydney FC from A-League. Sports, as you can see, is definitely big in Sydney, especially the NRL and the AFL, which is the two main codes of football here in Australia. I finished the Sydney Marathon with a time of 3 hours, 58 minutes and 40 seconds. It was a very hard-earned sub-4 run due to the high temperatures and the challenging hills along the
Sydney
route.
Marathon 2023, and so my first impression was that it was an extremely challenging course with high heat levels. Apparently, the heat in Sydney today was like of record-breaking temperatures, and you could really feel along the way. On top of that, the course was challenging because it was pretty hilly. So basically, there were a lot of like hills to clear, and because of that, it was a struggle throughout the whole race. But at least I managed to finish it, and I survived. My finish time was 3 hours, 58 minutes and 40 seconds. It may not be a personal best, but it is still under 4 hours, so I will take that.
I absolutely love the stunning view of the Sydney Opera House, which is the finishing point of the run. Aside from crossing the Sydney Harbour Bridge, this is definitely tops in terms of scenery.
Okay, so some feedback that I have on the race. I think basically, I felt that the full marathon flagged off a little late. So if it flagged off maybe 1 or 2 hours earlier, that would be better. As well, the water stations, I guess, could be improved. Because like for those who finish in like towards the back of the pack or in like 5-hour type of timings, like basically the water stations are not well stocked, and apparently according to feedback from friends, they ran out of hydration, both water and electrolyte. I guess the organizers did not really anticipate how hot today would be. But some positive points is that the scenery was really beautiful. I really enjoyed running on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. That was probably the best part of the race. Plus a few of the other landmarks were quite amazing. Altogether, I would say this was one of the most scenic races I have run in terms of the route, even though it was a very challenging run at the same time, and at least I survived despite the challenges.
They were giving out free beer to runners after the race. The Sydney Opera House area was super crowded with runners after the race. I'm hungry after the race and I need to eat.
This is Christu from Christu.com signing out. If you're happy with what you saw, please don't forget